Phil Jackson is not in the mix. He is out of New York City.
I ain't even asked what we was talking about yet.
Oh, my fault. Just jump right to it.
I mean, you ready?
I had something on my mind. I had to speak on it, man. Phil Jackson is gone. Now what we gonna do? What's the move?
You tell me, Knicks fan.
Alright, I say this.
Oh, yeah, both Knicks fans.
How do you feel?
As a non-Knicks fan? As a rational, logical,
Yeah.
not self-loathing fan?
Both of y'all, honestly, how do both of y'all feel? I know y'all both have different opinions.
I like Phil Jackson, you know what I'm saying? I like the moves he made. The triangle was dumb to me. I think, you know, aside from the triangle, he made good roster moves. Minus Joakim Noah. And these draft picks, they not bad. I ain't gonna lie, they not bad. They just, you know, they risks that we willing to take, and that's some New York shit.
I feel like you just trying to help Phil out, right? All right.
I will say his scouting has been good. He sees young talent, he grabs them. Maybe he made some mistakes with getting rid of talent. Like look at the whole Tim Hardaway situation. Tim Hardaway's coming back. Well, didn't Phil Jackson draft him and you know what I'm saying, ship him out? But I'm not gonna be too hard on Phil Jackson. I'm just wondering who's gonna replace him.
It's looking like David Griffin. That's what I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying?
That's the only person they've been in contact with.
Cleveland owner.
Yeah.
But that would be a good look. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's showing he could get talent for Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, and he worked with LeBron. Like LeBron personally recommended him. You know what I'm saying? Like he vouched for him. He gave him that clout. So I think, you know, he gonna come to New York. Hopefully, just trying to build around the youth. Like I like the youth movement because. Like I tell, you know what I mean? I tell people all the time, man, like it's a young man's game. It's professional sports. It's a young man's game. It's not going to be a time where you 30 years old plus and you getting the numbers you getting. That's in football, basketball, everywhere. But LeBron, Melo, look, they on their way out. Okay. I'm telling y'all, that's the last of like that. That's the last.
I mean, Bosh just had to retire. Shout out to Bosh.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Vince Carter, 40.
Wade's still in the league, but I feel like he retired 2 years ago.
He in limbo. Yeah, he retired. I don't know what he doing. He just like catching checks and getting dressed and
dancing on yachts.
Yeah, where he just pull up with no socks.
Here's how I'm feeling about the Knicks situation. First of all, Phil Jackson. Let me address that because I didn't even get to shit on him the way I wanted to. Phil Jackson to me. I've always seen Phil Jackson as someone who, like, I get it. How many rings? 10? What?
11.
It's 11 now?
11 now. It's 11.
All right, this is how I feel about Phil Jackson. Whenever I looked at those rings, I always thought he had Jordan, he had Kobe. What has he done when he hasn't had Jordan or Kobe?
Well, then what did the other coaches do when they had Jordan and Kobe? Because Phil Jackson didn't start coaching the Bulls in 1984.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And Kobe, his first coach wasn't Phil Jackson either. So what are we talking about?
But he inherited Kobe and Shaq, did he not?
Basically, yeah.
He did. I'm not going to deny that.
All right,
I'm just saying.
So I'm not even going to linger.
I had to check you real quick.
I'm not even going to linger on that. Here's the point I'm making.
They needed him too.
He's MJ or he's Kobe, right? Two of the greatest. They're going to go down as two of the greatest to ever play the game, right? And when he first took the Knicks job, to me, I was thinking, it's funny that he's not coaching. Why isn't he willing to coach? He's supposed to be this great coach. He could turn it around for anything. He's the man. Why not take the Knicks job as the coach? And I always thought, like, it's because he knows that they don't got the personnel to do it, and he's scared to take on that challenge because he don't want it to look bad on him as a coach. Yo, this is a players league for real. Like, it's not Tyronn Lue ain't what got Cleveland their success. It's LeBron James. So it's all about the players you have in this league. Like, there's some coaches that stand out and do it with anybody, and you see that. Greg Popovich, one of my favorites. Phil Jackson, I don't think he's proven he can do it with anybody. You know, he had MJ, Kobe, not exactly anybody. So, to me, I was always shaky on Phil Jackson. And then, like, to get to his GM work now, that's why I didn't like him before. Now he takes his GM job, and, you know, Tim Hardaway was one of the picks I did like. Like, he drafted KP, too. Like, that's a good look. Frank Ntilikina.
Frank.
We gonna work. Let's call him Frank.
It's Frank.
That French dude.
He looks like a good look. You know what I'm saying? So his drafting was cool, but like to draft Tim Hardaway, I was like, yo, you got something in Tim Hardaway, and then he trades him.
That was confusing. But
to draft KP, and now you talking possibly trading KP.
it's just a league.
Like, I don't get it.
It's such a grass is greener league. It's like, you know, there's so many, every year, every moment, there's like a new player, new play style that everyone's chasing ever since the, you know, what they doing over there in Golden State.
Except Phil's not like that though. Phil is all about the triangle. He's not chasing play styles. So like, how is it this hard for you to get the right personnel over what, 3 years? Into this system? It's 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, how you struggling that bad? My man tried to sign Lamar Odom. Y'all got Sasha Vujacic.
That was personal,
like,
though.
Come on. Like, what is going on?
That's his man's. He did that to get him money, though. That was personal. You know what I'm saying? But let me follow up with this, though. Because you saying, like, you know, you were saying, like, why Phil didn't want to coach New York. He's following the timeline, the career timeline. You're a player. You become a coach. Then you become a GM, then you become an owner. Look at Pat Riley. That's the same path Pat Riley took. You know, I'm not gonna say he want to be Pat Riley, but Pat Riley's prestigious. You know what I'm saying? He's known for being who he is, and for, you know, people like, yeah, Pat Riley knows how to win. You know, like, and that's what Phil, you know, potentially was chasing.
Yeah.
All right.
Sad to say, we didn't get the Zen Master at president. That's what everybody wanted. They wanted the Zen Master. We didn't get him. We got Phil Jackson.
You got the regular version.
We got Philip.
Philip Jackson.
Philip, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't support, you know, those moves like fucking Lamar Odom. Like, nah, I don't care how personal it is. I don't support that.
Look, bro, that was
Stop it.
that was just his man's. Like, all right, bro.
Don't get it twisted. You know, I fuck with the Knicks. I got Carmelo Anthony. I got a seat for him. I'm waiting for him to come, you know, on the No Politics Sports.
My man about to go to Houston.
Right now, I gotta be a realist, and we building from the bottom. Like, we're nowhere where we were even 4 years ago or 5 years ago when we first got Melo. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a shame that we were doing so good, we were making the playoffs, and then all of a sudden, just like overnight, we had to just start from the bottom and rebuild. And it's actually taken 3 years where it feels like we're still at the bottom.
That's the problem. Did Phil Jackson help y'all progress? I feel like he kept y'all in the same spot.
But it was weird.
Besides KP.
But you gotta understand, it was so weird in the NBA like 2014, 2015 because the game literally transitioned from like 2-pointers to 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Like, that's what Phil had to battle with too. Like, you gotta look at all these other teams. Like, look at Boston. Boston was rebuilding. They said they were ahead of their rebuilding time. You know, that was like something that they stated, like Boston is ahead. Like, they had look at all these picks they got.
Yeah.
They were expected to lose, but their style of play fit the modern NBA, so they flourished. The Knicks, we took a step back. We took a couple steps back.
Y'all fell down the hill.
We did.
What is you saying?
You know, I mean, we took a couple dead ends, you know, especially last year when we signed that super team. When we had that super team with D Rose and Courtney Lee and
Look, D Rose, Courtney Lee, like, I can't support anything Phil Jackson did. To me, it's good that y'all got rid of him.
But at least he got, you know what I mean, he put those guys on our roster, you know what I'm saying? He gave us a chance. Like,
No, I mean, he tried to make moves, but just because I try to go out and get Jeff Green don't mean like I'm signing studs. It don't mean I'm doing something. It's just I'm doing something. It don't mean I'm doing something significant. That's my problem. Like, just because you signing names, like, okay, I applaud your effort. I'm not saying Phil Jackson didn't give a shit and he didn't try, even though he always looked like he didn't give a shit. Talking about him falling asleep during player workouts and shit. But I applaud his effort, but like, you gotta keep it real. He didn't do shit for y'all. He got y'all KP. I give it that.
That's a franchise.
That's I get it.
That's 10 years.
Fuck it. I fucked up, but I still don't like Phil Jackson.
And I'm gonna say this, all right? Like, all right, this is gonna sound like some crazy shit, but like, remember how they was trying to trade KP? And one trade scenario I saw with Boston, it was for Jay Crowder, Marcus Smart, the number 3 pick, and then next year's like Brooklyn Nets pick.
Yeah.
All right, say that went down. We would have Tatum, we'd have Marcus Smart, Crowder, like, we'd have the Celtics.
Nah, Phil would have probably drafted someone crazy. That's
Yeah, okay, yeah, we probably would have drafted some crazy nigga, but like, that would have been
not Tatum, Jaylen Brown.
That's not even a bad trade neither.
Pretty good luck, I guess.
People like, you know, question his moves, you know, I think it's just Phil, his style of coaching, playing, the knowledge of basketball. It came in at a bad time for the Knicks because like the modern NBA, like the transition from the new, you know, the old NBA to the new NBA, along with social media. You know what I'm saying? They kill Phil in social media. First of all, being in New York, the New York Post and the Daily News is like Twitter. You know what I'm saying? They always got them headlines that like, those crazy spicy headlines that like, you know, dumb creative about Phil or the Knicks or something. So I just felt like that was like, Phil had too much things riding, like going against him, you know what I'm saying? And he was still being him.
I'm gonna get deep.
And wasn't good enough.
When Walt Frazier was doing his thing, when they won the ship, the last time they won the ship, back in what, 73 or some shit like that?
Damn.
Frazier was in the tabloids all the time, but in a positive note. When he would pull up to the garden, they would want to shoot his photo because he had the suits on. You know what I'm saying? They were glorifying him, and that's when we saw success. Now, the way the news is in New York, they never glorify anybody. All they want to talk about is the fuck-ups, and it's fucked up. New York really needs to get their shit together, though. But you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we have that? When they glorified guys like Walt Frazier and made him feel like a star, made him feel good in New York City. They don't make nobody feel good in New York City when it comes to basketball anymore.
Cause Phil Jackson ain't shit.